students. This video presentation, what we are going to share with you for the next few days till we actually have physical classes in the campus, is exclusively prepared for you all, and we request you all to use it and not share it, but it is meant for you all. So we teachers have created this for you. I'll take you through the lesson, which is an introduction to statistics. As I told you in the previous introductory class, I had just asked you to make a pool of words related to statistics. Just for you to recap what you had studied in statistics and what we will study now in statistics. The first chapter is a very introductory, simple, basic chapter, which will talk to you about statistics, its various characteristics, its functions, its limitations, and some important terms in statistics. So I've divided this chapter into 3 classes, which you will have on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you will have these classes as per the timetable. Please go ahead and listen to it and maintain the timings so that later you will have time to also prepare for what we discuss and what you listen in the video. What will be important is, after listening, to know whether you have understood what you have listened. The quiz will help you, and also the quiz enables you to get your attendance. The third part is I will be giving you the homework, what you need to do, and that homework needs to be recorded in your classwork. I won't be telling this in every class, but it is understood that you all will follow and see that your notes also is complete side by side, because that becomes your easy, immediate material for studying. Because there's lots in the textbook, but I have taken only what is required immediately for you to prepare for the exam and also for your knowledge. Don't study for exam alone. Examination is just an assessment, but study to enjoy the subject. So taking you through origin of statistics. Where did it originate? What is the meaning of the word statistics? In different places, the meaning is different. Basically, it is derived from the Latin word status. Status is not a new word for you. You know status. You use it very often. What's your status? Be it on your social media, or maybe your financial status, economic status. So it tells you what state you are in. So basically, status is a Latin word, or if you look at it in Italian language, it is statista. And then in German word, it is statistik, because they use a lot of words with K in German. Or French word, if you look at it, it is statistic. But basically, status is the heart of the entire word, which means a political state. Because earlier in the ancient times, it was used for collection of data. Even now, it is used for collection of data to know how rich the country was, and then based on that to frame various military and economic policies. And till date also, statistics is used by the government to set rules and policies. So this is where statistics term originated. Father of statistics, this is for your knowledge. Internationally renowned statistician Fishers, Ronald A. Fisher, was known as, or was considered as, father of statistics because his contribution to statistics is immense. He has contributed a lot in various types of problems dealing with statistics. In India, the scholar Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobis was also a statistician who contributed a lot, and basically he was the founder of Indian Statistical Institute. Indian Statistical Institute is a very well-known, popular institution for statisticians. And that was founded by our father of Indian statistics. This is for your knowledge. Let us go ahead and define statistics. Statistics, a term, can be defined in two senses, plural sense and singular sense. Plural means we are looking at it as put together. Plural, you know, many things. Singular sense means just focusing on specific areas. But plural sense means it's looking at the whole picture, taking everything into consideration. Especially in plural sense, we have a definition which was given by Professor Horace Sechrist. I will read out and then explain to you point by point what the definition means. So just read it along with me. Professor Horace Sechrist defines statistics as aggregate of facts affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed, enumerated or estimated, according to a reasonable standard of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner, for a predetermined purpose, and placed in relation to each other. Sounds very long, I know, but I will tell you an easy way to remember it. If you observe, we have split the definition into each terms and there's a comma after each important fact. So it may be defined as aggregate of facts. Next, affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed. Next, enumerated or estimated. Next, collected in a systematic manner. Why they collect? For a predetermined purpose, and finally placed in relation to each other. I'll explain each of these terms. They are nothing but the characteristics of statistics. See, the same definition, we have split, it is in red. Can you see it is in the pink letterings? That is nothing but put together. 1, 2, 3 are in this slide. We have 4, 5, 6 in this slide. And in the next slide, you have the 7th one. So what happens is all these 7, I will be taking up one by one. If I put all these 7 pink word sentences, it nothing but gives you Professor Horace Sechrist's definition. So it's nothing new. Whatever is Professor Horace Sechrist's definition is nothing but the characteristics. So let's understand better when I say statistics are aggregate of facts. What is aggregate? Putting together, not one, but it is not like only one thing you are taking to consider for as an example, but many things. So it is not concerned with single facts or single figures. It is meant for where we take as an example where we have many things put together. The good example here given is the age of a person is not statistics. Age of maybe Gamya is not statistics, but age of the students of statistics class put in different age groups, that will be statistics. A series relating to the ages of a group of people. Only one student in the class is not statistics. But if I take the age of all of you students, all you 75 to 80 students put together, if I take, then I can call it as statistics. Why? Because statistics should help you to compare. If there's one person with whom I will compare. So it has to be more than one. So it is not a single related figure, but Statistics is a group of facts. Statistics are affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes. There's many causes which affect statistics. Generally speaking, statistical data are affected to a considerable extent by a number of causes. Now, what are the causes? If I take statistics of prices, price of any commodity, it is affected by what? Demand, supply, imports, exports, and many other factors. Normally, we connect statistics when we give examples to economics. You all have studied a little of economics in your social science of till 10th standard. And these words I don't think are very new to you. Demand, supply, imports, exports, and all these. So price of any article are definitely dependent on the demand, the supply, the exports, imports, and many other related factors. The statistics of wheat production is based on what? Now, if I have to say wheat produced in the last 10 years, how it is increasing or decreasing, it will depend on what? It will depend definitely on rainfall. It will depend on the method of cultivation, what they would have followed, the fertility of the soil at that point, depending on the climate, quality of the seeds that they have used, maybe the manure they have used. So there are so many causes for which there may be variation in the data that is collected. So statistics are affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes. Third one, statistics are numerically expressed. Everything in statistics is with numbers. I don't say you are good. I will say he is 100% good. So I'll give a number to whatever I have to say. Any just adjectives, just describing about the person or the production is not statistics. We have to give in terms of quantitative expressions. Qualitative expressions like good, bad, young, old will not work. Young means I must say he is in the age group 20 to 30. I have to specify. It all deals with figures, with numbers. They are always numerical statements and they are always expressed in numbers. See, if I say population in India is increasing, increasing how? That is not a statistical statement. It is just increasing, is just a statement in English. But if I have to talk like a statistician, then I would say the population of India is growing at the rate of 1.94 per thousand per year. What's the difference between the earlier statement and this statement? I gave facts and figures. So we need figures, so they are numerically expressed. They don't deal with qualitative expressions about the quality of the thing we are talking about. Statistics are enumerated or estimated. Estimation is not a new word. Estimation means not 100% accurate, but close to accuracy. Statistics always deals with not 100% accuracy, but very, very close to accuracy. Statistical data must be reasonably accurate because statistical data are based on a statistical inquiry. And if the inquiry is wide and we have collected the data, then definitely it will be very close to accuracy. So what we need to observe is reasonable standard of accuracy, not 100%, but reasonable standard of accuracy. That is 95% accuracy should be there when we deal with statistics. Otherwise, there's no point. Nobody will believe if you say maybe 50%, 50%. No, at least 95% and above, if not 100%. So statistics are enumerated or estimated. Estimation is always never 100%. Closest to 100% according to a reasonable standard of accuracy. Statistics are collected in a systematic manner. Now the data that you collect can't be simply collected. Then you will not be able to get results closer to accuracy. It has to be collected in a particular pattern. It has to be planned and done. So facts and figures, what we need to collect, if it is not done, naturally, your results, what you get, will also be very wrong. It will be misleading results. So we have to collect the data also in a systematic manner. This is the fifth part. Sixth part. Six statistics are collected for a predetermined purpose. We already should know why we are doing it. You have all joined college now, right? And I'm sure all of you have not simply joined because you have to join. You know what you want to do, and that is why you have chosen commerce. So your choice of commerce, choice of statistics definitely is for a predetermined purpose. I want to do tomorrow BCom. I want to do BBA. I want to do business. I want to do administration. That's why I want statistics. Let me take up statistics. That's a reason why you would, of course, some of you I know have taken because you think it is easy. I wouldn't say it's difficult, but definitely you need to work hard. But for everything, there has to be a purpose. The purpose of collecting statistical data must be decided in advance, not last minute. Oh, why we are doing this? Why we have collected this data? No. First, you need to tell why you are collecting the data and then go ahead and collect data. It should be well defined and specific. Data collected in an unsystematic manner and without complete awareness of the purpose will be confusing and cannot be made for valid conclusions. Now, the last part of the characteristics is it should be placed in relation to each other. Now, after collecting, what you will do to the data? You have to put it together because basically statistics is used for comparison. Now, can I compare odd things? I can't compare height of people and weight of apples. Or I cannot, as the example given here, I cannot compare height of men with height of trees. If I have to compare, I have to compare height of men and height of women because you can have a comparison. So how you place it for what you are doing will be very, very important. The statistical data are quantitative or numerical. That is, they cannot be counted. They can be counted, measured, compared, analyzed, and to draw conclusions and make wise decisions. So the last lines, what are there? That is how we use statistical data. Once again, I'll tell you where statistical data are used. They can be used for measuring, counting, comparing, analyzing, and to finalize, that is to draw conclusions and make wise decisions. So whatever you want to do, suppose you want to count how many people are there with mobile phones in your class, what you will do, you will count how many of them have. Then you will compare and see how many girls have, how many boys have, analyze and see whether boys have more or girls have more, and then conclude more boys have mobiles than girls, and then decide whether to do what with it. So just an example. Of course, now you are all using the mobile because it's become a necessity, but I would still recommend that you use it for this purpose of studies because already you cannot skip your studies because it's already been too late. And if you also use it for other purpose, then it's definitely going to affect your health, isn't it? So think how you can actually use it for the time period. That's why I would encourage you after this video, immediately write down these points. What I will tell you to write down is this: what is in pink you write. What is in pink you write. What is the explanation, don't write. Whatever is in pink, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you write under characteristics. You define Horace Sechrist, that will be one part for your classwork, that you write. Professor Horace Sechrist definition you write, what I told you earlier in plural sense. and then you write the 7 characteristics, just the pink part you write. This explanation we will discuss later in the class, how much you will study. I know so much to study is not easy. What really you have to study, but I took up in detail because you need to understand. Okay, now singular sense. In singular sense, many people have given their definitions. So I will be taking some names of some statisticians who have given different definitions. A.L. Bowley, he defines statistics as science of counting. He has just given in singular sense. Professor Horace gave it in plural sense. So many things he gave, right? Whereas these people have given just one context of one single factor. Science of counting. Afterwards, he said that it is the science of averages. So science of counting or science of averages was given by A.L. Bowley. Listen carefully. All this will help you for the quiz. And I would like all of you to score well in the quiz. I've given 5 questions each in each of these 3 classes. So 5 out of 5 means you really have been a good listener. Boddington defines statistics as science of estimates and probabilities. Boddington, that's a name. He defines statistics as science of estimates and probabilities. Estimation is just to find the closest value. Probabilities is whether it will happen or not. You studied probabilities. A more precise and exact definition was given by Croxton and Cowden. So next definition is by Croxton and Cowden. They said it is a science of collection. First you collect, then you present it in form of a table or how you want to present it. After putting the data in the table, you analyze it. So analysis and interpretation. After analyzing, you come with a conclusion. Interpretation means conclusion. So remember CPAI. C means collection. Remember to learn theory like that, even business studies, economics. Learn keywords, make acronyms. What is acronyms? CPAI. In the corner in your book, you write CPAI. Immediately you'll know what is CPAI, you can connect. But if you forget starting only, then it will be difficult for you to remember. So C is collection, P is presentation, A is analysis, I is interpretation. Of what? Numerical data. Don't simply write data. Numerical data, because we have to stress the word numerical, because here stats deals only with numerical data. There are different divisions of statistics. Statistics have 2 branches, namely statistical methods and applied statistics. A little more detailed on the applied statistics is what is here. So statistical methods are mathematical statistics, what they use, but more of theory. But applied statistics deals with the day-to-day. As I told you, statistics is used in so many places. It could be in agriculture, industry, population, study of medicines. But some specific are there here. 7 of them we have given. You should know the name and what it does. Biometry. It is a biostatistics which deals with problems in biology. That is using statistics in biology. In simple words, using statistical methods in biology. In biology, when you use statistics to find a mean, median of something in biology, then it is biometry. If you use for study of human population, what is the birth rate, what is the death rate, what is the population, is it increasing, decreasing, all this is studied under demography. Study of human population is demography. Econometrics is a statistical tool to prove or disprove the theories of economics. So econometrics is very important for us because a lot of what we learn is in relation with economics. Econometrics is a statistical tool that helps us to prove or disprove theories of economics. So econometrics, so economics, demography, population, biometry, biology. Next, statistical quality control. This is using statistical methods to know about the quality of the manufactured products. After they produce in a factory, they simply don't send it outside for selling. First, it has to go through quality check. You know, anything let it be, you will check whether there is ISI mark. Will you simply go and buy from anywhere, anything, be it gadgets, be it any household appliances, you have to check for quality check. There will be a stamp at the back, quality checked. So all this quality check is done using statistical method in the under the name statistical quality control. Actuarial science, statistics used in the study of insurance. Statistics used in the field of insurance is called actuarial science. Stylometry. I know many of you will think stylometry means to study style. No. Stylometry is to the statistics that is used in the study of literature. I don't know how the word came, but stylometry means for literature, remember. Psychometry. This tells a word only, it's telling. It's for statistics that's dealing with psychological problems. Please write down the 7 applied statistics, write out the 7 characteristics, write out all the definitions of the Professor Horace first, plural sense. I'll just take you through once again. So plural sense, Professor Horace, please write this in your notes as classwork. Write these, only the pink ones. Okay. Now in singular sense, write down according to A.L. Bowley, according to Boddington, according to Croxton and Cowden, and these 7. These are the homework questions. What are the 2 senses in which the term statistics is generally used? I know many of you know the answers. Plural sense and singular sense. State Professor Horace Secret's definition of statistics. That is nothing but the plural sense definition. Mention the characteristics of statistics. Write the 7 pink highlighted terms and learn that thoroughly. Not only writing, please learn it. You should know it. Simply writing for your satisfaction is of no use. You should be satisfied that you have learned it. So please learn. So I'm not giving you much homework, but whatever is given, I would like you to learn after writing. And why you're writing? Because anytime you want, you have immediate material. You study today, I know you will not remember after 7 days. But if you keep studying, you will remember even after 7 years. So that is how it is. So you study once, it's not enough. You study many times, you will remember for very long. And I've told you statistics, once again, you will be using it later also in QC and in degree. So nothing is going to go a waste. Mention the characteristics, A.L. Bowley's and Croxton Cowden's. Write a brief note on main divisions of statistics. Mention 2 branches, any 2 branches of applied statistics. Write a brief note on main divisions of statistics is statistical methods and applied statistics. 2 branches of applied statistics. This is for homework, but in classwork, I want you to write all the 7 methods. What is biometry? Define econometrics. So you can maintain same book for classwork and homework. Please don't tax your parents again to buy books. Use the same book. After the classwork, write the homework and with the date. So you know it was done in what order. Okay. So don't buy another book again. One for classwork, one for homework. We'll do it later if necessary. It becomes easy for you also that everything is in one book. So anytime you want to study also, you'll have easy reference. So this homework, please write. When I ask you sometime, you may have to show it. I will tell you when. Till then, everything has to be written and kept. Suddenly, I will ask you that time you need to show it. Thank you, children. I hope you all were listening because listening is important. And I hope you all also understood. Like this, we will go on with the classes. I hope you were comfortable with the new experience. Take care of yourselves. Don't go out if it's not required. Stay safe at home and hoping to see you all soon. Bye.